Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 157. Today we're going to look at the difference between backfire and backlash. Yeah, students sometimes get confused between these two. Let's look at the definitions first. If we talk about backfire, if a plan or task backfires, it has the opposite result of the one that was originally intended, the one that was originally planned. Now, both of these actually come from like a weapon. Backfire is the idea of somebody shoots a gun, but instead of the bullet going at the target, the bullet went and actually shot the person. So the one you ended up getting hurt yourself, as opposed to the target, the one that you're aiming at. All right, let's take a look at backlash quick. Backlash, a sudden, strong, angry response, especially a delayed one, usually to a political or social change. All right, now remember, backlash also comes from the idea of like a whip. Like a lash is in a whip. Like when you whip someone, each time you hit them, that's a lash. Like in the old movies, or especially old pirate movies or something, or on the boats, the punishment that they gave somebody for doing something wrong, every time you got hit was a lash. So you got a punishment of 10 lashes each time you do it. Now, what's backlash? Backlash is the idea when you try to hit somebody and you pull it back. If you pull it back too quick, oh, wow, oh, you can get hit with the own whip. So you also get affected. Although generally there is a little bit of a delay because you hit the person first. It's only on the way back that you actually end up hurting yourself. All right, let's continue a little bit more. The note here, backlash is more about an emotional response, either to a new law or change in society. Usually a response the general public did not at first realize the severity of the possible adverse, very negative effects. Yeah, so that's it. So backlash is usually sometime later. It probably would not be until after the law is passed, and then they see how bad it is. And sometimes it even takes a while for after it's passed for you to really feel the effects of it. So the backlash is often more delayed. It's a little bit later, and it's more about feelings. It's more about response. Where backfire is more like the focus is more on the opposite result. Okay, so let's continue here. Therefore, the response tends to be more delayed because it is not fully means completely, realized until the law or change goes into effect. Yeah. So again, you don't realize it until later, and that's you don't really get angry until you really feel it, until it really affects you. All right, let's continue. Backlash, although negative, is not exactly an opposite result of what was planned, like backfire. Backfire is like the total opposite. But rather angry emotional feelings and criticism. A lot of people, complaining. That's supposed to be the noise of complaining. Um, okay, his criticism. All right, and let's just look at some examples now. Number one, that company's investment in this project completely backfired. Instead of a boon, something good, they thought they were going to make a lot of profit from it. For the company, it nearly caused it to go bankrupt. So it had almost a complete opposite effect. So it completely backfired. All right, let's look at number two. After Obamacare went into effect, there was a great backlash by the public. After they discovered the Affordable Health Care Act was anything but affordable. So it ended up being a lot more expensive, and it just continued to get more expensive and more expensive each year that it was going further and further into effect. Yeah, he kind of delayed a lot of the things about the law until, really, the worst part is almost until he was out of office. So he didn't get a lot of the criticism until later. And so, of course, that is what we mean by a backlash. So a lot of people ended up complaining about it. And, over the years, as they felt it, when this law went into effect, a lot of the Democrats in the U.S. had a wide majority in both in the Congress. And they kept losing and losing and losing, where it was almost the opposite when he finally left office. Okay, well, I hope you got it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.